Everyone says peace is strength. They tell you to avoid conflict, to stay agreeable, to keep everyone comfortable. It sounds civilized. It sounds wise. But history whispers something far colder. Every empire that disappeared believed stability would protect it. Every leader who lost control mistook silence for loyalty. Every organization that collapsed ignored small conflicts until they became disasters. Conflict was never the disease. It was only the symptom. Clausewitz understood this long before boardrooms, social media, or digital politics existed. He watched nations prepare endlessly for peace, only to discover that peace had made them blind. He argued that conflict is not an interruption of life. It is part of life itself. The battlefield simply exposes what ordinary days conceal. The strongest kingdoms did not survive because they loved war. They survived because they understood tension before it became destruction. Today, the battlefield looks different. It hides inside companies, elections, friendships, marriages, algorithms, reputation, influence. Every day, invisible battles decide who leads and who follows. Most people never notice them because they are searching for comfort instead of reality. They believe avoiding confrontation preserves control. In truth, every avoided conflict quietly transfers power to someone else. That is the paradox. Weak minds fear conflict. Powerful minds study it. Because the moment you stop treating conflict as an enemy, you begin seeing the invisible forces that shape every decision around you. And once you see them, you can never return to the comforting illusion you believed before.
Number 1. Conflict reveals what peace conceals. Imagine a company where every meeting ends with smiles. Nobody disagrees. Nobody challenges the executive. Performance reports look healthy. Investors remain calm. Then one unexpected competitor releases a better product. Within months, the company collapses. The failure did not begin with the competitor. It began years earlier when disagreement quietly disappeared. Clausewitz believed friction is unavoidable in every system. What appears smooth usually hides weaknesses waiting for pressure. Human psychology works the same way. Relationships without honest disagreement often accumulate silent resentment. Political movements without internal criticism become fragile. Even technology companies that celebrate perfect harmony frequently lose innovation because nobody wants to question comfortable assumptions. Conflict exposes reality before reality becomes catastrophe. Weak minds mistake calm for security. Strong minds ask a different question. What truth is this silence hiding? Once you understand that tension reveals structure instead of destroying it, every uncomfortable conversation becomes a source of intelligence rather than fear. That realization opens a deeper battlefield hidden beneath every visible one. Number 2. The first battle happens inside perception. Most people believe battles begin when voices rise. Clausewitz would disagree. The decisive struggle starts much earlier. It begins inside perception. Whoever defines the situation first shapes every reaction that follows. Modern politics demonstrates this constantly. Before laws change, narratives change. Before markets move, expectations move. Before relationships collapse, interpretations shift. Facts rarely arrive alone. They arrive wrapped inside stories. The human brain protects certainty because uncertainty feels dangerous. That is why people often defend an illusion longer than they examine evidence. The greatest advantage rarely belongs to the strongest force. It belongs to the clearest observer. A leader who recognizes tension before everyone else gains time. An investor who notices changing sentiment before statistics appear gains opportunity. A negotiator who detects emotional pressure before words become demands gains flexibility. The battlefield inside perception is invisible, yet every visible conflict grows from it. The question is no longer whether conflict exists. The question becomes, who recognized it first? Number 3. Friction is the price of reality. Clausewitz introduced one of his most enduring ideas through the concept of friction. Every plan appears perfect until reality intervenes. Weather changes, people hesitate, information arrives too late, technology fails, human emotions interfere. Modern society still believes enough planning can eliminate uncertainty. It cannot. Every startup eventually discovers customers behave differently than predictions. Every political campaign learns that public opinion shifts unexpectedly. Every ambitious career encounters invisible resistance from personalities rather than procedures. Friction is not evidence that your strategy failed. Friction is evidence that reality has entered the room. Weak minds become frustrated because the world refuses to follow their expectations. Disciplined minds become curious because resistance reveals information impossible to discover in comfort. Every obstacle exposes another layer of the environment. Every delay uncovers another hidden variable. Every disagreement reveals another unseen interest. Suddenly, resistance stops looking like bad luck. It becomes intelligence disguised as inconvenience. And once you recognize that pattern, another uncomfortable truth emerges. Sometimes the greatest danger is not resistance itself. It is the illusion that everything is under control. Number 4. Certainty is often the most dangerous weakness. History remembers dramatic defeats. It often forgets the quiet confidence that caused them. Organizations rarely collapse while expecting disaster. They collapse while believing they have already mastered it. Confidence can strengthen action, but certainty can blind perception. Clausewitz warned against treating war as a predictable machine because every conflict evolves with every decision. Human systems behave the same way. Social media trends reverse overnight. Public trust evaporates in days. Technologies that dominate an industry become obsolete faster than experts predict. Yet the human mind craves fixed conclusions because uncertainty feels exhausting. This creates a dangerous paradox. The more convinced people become that they understand the situation, the less attention they pay to changing conditions. Modern executives ignore disruptive competitors. Governments underestimate emerging movements. Individuals dismiss uncomfortable feedback because it threatens identity instead of improving judgment. Control is rarely lost in one dramatic moment. It leaks away through unnoticed assumptions. And that raises the next question Clausewitz forces us to confront. If certainty can become a trap, what kind of mind remains stable when the entire battlefield refuses to stay the same? Number 5. Adaptation is stronger than perfection. Most people admire flawless plans. Clausewitz admired something far less impressive at first glance: adaptation. A perfect strategy survives only in imagination. The moment reality changes, perfection becomes a burden. Think about the companies that once dominated entire industries. Many did not disappear because they lacked resources. They disappeared because they kept protecting yesterday's success. The market moved. Consumers changed. Technology evolved. They remained loyal to a strategy that had already expired. Human beings behave the same way. We cling to identities that once protected us. We defend routines that no longer serve us. We repeat arguments that solved problems years ago but create new ones today. Adaptation demands something painful. It requires abandoning certainty before failure forces the decision. That is why flexible minds often appear inconsistent, while rigid minds appear confident. Yet history rewards the flexible. They sacrifice pride to preserve position. They trade comfort for awareness. They understand that survival belongs less to the strongest than to the one who notices change before everyone else. And that awareness leads to an even colder realization. Every conflict contains a hidden center that determines everything around it.